Right now, Labor Fest is back in Madison after COVID forced a 2-year pause. Also, UW Health nurses have picked a date. They're ready to strike, listing their grievances at a news conference this afternoon. And just into our newsroom within the last hour, one of the 2 men suspected of killing 10 people in Canada has been found dead. This is News 3 Now at 6. Thanks for joining us, everybody, and happy Labor Day. Another event has returned to the capital city after taking a pause during the pandemic, with Labor Fest ending its 2-year hiatus this afternoon. While hundreds showed up to enjoy live music, local food, and lawn games, organizers say the event holds a deeper meaning. Our McKenna Alexander joins us live in the studio with more. McKenna?
Yeah, among many other things, Labor Day is a time to recognize the resiliency and courage of America's workers. But the holiday isn't just a time to reflect on the past. For many Madison laborers, the push for better working conditions is a constant goal, and one that's only grown during this pandemic. The past 2 years have been nothing short of brutal for so much of the world, and America's workforce has been far from spared. Consolidated positions, wage cuts, and the transition to working from home has many workers saying they've hit their breaking point.
I think we see it now that there aren't enough workers to go around, and so workers really are able to say, I want to work in a place where I'm going to be respected, and people are leaving various professions, I think, because they're not feeling respected.
Ashley Camila works as a bilingual interventionist at Hawthorne Elementary. For her and her family, Labor Day is especially important.
As a teacher, I really value being a part of a group that works together for the rights of workers and makes sure that workers have a living wage and have respect.
That respect is just one of the demands that Southern Wisconsin labor unions say should be a given. For local union supporters, this shift provides an opportunity to reach people in new ways and continue pushing for better working conditions across the state.
And we always hear about CEO profits, major corporations doing well despite average working people struggling. And so there's just sort of this sense that, you know, we're kind of done with it. And I think there's a lot of folks that are just itching to organize and do something about it.
For Labor Fest attendees, this holiday is more than a history lesson or fun celebration. It's a time to reconnect, regroup, and renew their fight toward a better workforce across Wisconsin.
It's also an opportunity to think about, you know, where is the labor movement going, and to try to bring folks together in an overall festive environment, but also just being mindful of the fact that this is about struggling for a better world.
Now, also new this year at Labor Fest was a drive for students in Madison that are homeless. They're still accepting donations. You can go ahead and check out online at the South Central Federation of Labor's website to find out what items are still needed.
McKenna, thank you. Earlier today, President Biden made a stop in Milwaukee, giving remarks during Labor Fest at the Summerfest grounds. The president, as well as former President Trump, have been busy rallying their voters ahead of the November midterms. Now, a federal judge is weighing in on the former president's request for the appointment of a special master in the FBI search at Mar-a-Lago. Natalie Brand has the latest.
A federal judge in Florida has authorized the appointment of a special master for an independent review of the items the FBI seized from former President Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate. The ruling puts the Justice Department's investigation into the documents on hold for now, though the national security assessment can continue. The detailed list of inventory taken from Trump's Florida residence includes more than 13,000 items, among them more than 100 documents marked classified, and 48 folders with that marking found empty.
The shameful raid and break-in of my home, Mar-a-Lago, was a travesty of justice.
The legal victory comes after Trump had lots to say about the FBI and President Biden at a rally in Pennsylvania over the weekend.
He's an enemy of the state. You want to know the truth?
Both the former president and the current president are working to energize voters ahead of the midterms.
The extreme MAGA Republicans in Congress have chosen to go backwards, full of anger, violence, hate, and division. But together, we can and we must choose a different path.
President Biden spoke to union workers in Milwaukee this Labor Day. Then the president headed to another union event in Pittsburgh, his third visit to Pennsylvania in less than a week.
It's clear which way the new MAGA Republicans are. They're extreme, and democracy is really at stake.
The midterm elections are now 64 days away. Natalie Brandt, CBS News, Washington.
Wisconsin's Republican gubernatorial nominee Tim Michels spoke this morning at the same time as President Biden's visit to Milwaukee. Michels said he appreciates Biden's visit to the Badger State, but says he's critical that he knows the issues facing the people of Wisconsin. He also criticized the president's new student loan forgiveness plan, which allows eligible borrowers to erase up to $10,000 of their student debt.
So why should people that didn't go to college or that paid their own college tuition have to pay the tuition for those that went to college? This is absurd. This is what people in America are so frustrated about.
Happening right at this hour, a car fire has brought southbound traffic to a standstill on I-39. This is just south of Portage near Highway 33. A vehicle is on fire in the shoulder, which has closed the right lane of traffic. Let's get a check on your forecast now with meteorologist Julian Seawright. A little cloudy, but not too cool today, Julian.
Yeah, that's right. And as we continue throughout the rest of our evening hours, what we're going to start to watch and see is those clouds really start to clear up for us. We are looking at a bit more openings here in Dane County, but we still are holding on to some of that overcast for us. But the good news is, even though we didn't have a lot of sunshine for today, we are looking for tonight to be a starry one. Taking a look over the Capitol, how we stacked up for today. It wasn't overly cool, but at least our temperatures around 72 degrees was our high, and we did hold on to a little bit of humidity, so things weren't overly comfortable, but still better than normal around this time of year, which is around 77 degrees. Now, current conditions as of right now, 69 degrees in Madison, and again, we are still looking at a little bit of humidity as we're holding on to a little bit of moisture, but not overly so. Now, southern Wisconsin itself into the mid to lower 70s for many of us, especially areas to the west, but as you can see, to the east, it's a little bit different. We're still getting that northeasterly breeze, which is keeping things rather cool into the upper 60s. Wind speeds are rather calm and slow for the most part, so we're not dealing with too much in terms of a lot of wind conditions. But on top of that, again, we are talking about dew points still onto the muggy side for some areas as we're going throughout the rest of this evening. We'll take a look at what else to expect in just a few moments. Until then, back to you, Susan.
All right, Julian, thank you. Nurses at UW Health say they are fighting for their rights and their patients' well-being. After years of trying to unionize, they feel they have no option but to strike. Our Andrew Banstra is live at Labor Fest with more. Andrew?
After 3 years of fighting to unionize, UW Health nurses are going on strike. The strike will last from September 13th through September 16th, and it will begin and end at 7 a.m. on each of those days. Now, these nurses say they feel like they had no other choice. They're at the end of the road. They had to go on strike. 99% of nurses did vote to unionize. They say they're trying to get quality patient care, fair treatment and pay, and recognition of their union. Now, they did have a recognized union in 2014. They say UW won't engage in talks to renew, though, citing Act 10.
New nurses would start with one patient and then maybe a week later move up to caring for two. They had time to learn, and there were enough nurses to train new folks. Now our new nurses are thrown in with a full load, and if they need help, odds are they have no one to turn to other than another new nurse.
Now, these nurses say that all of this could have been avoided if UW would have engaged in talks, also citing Wisconsin AG Josh Call's legal opinion on this matter. UW, on the other hand, says the strike is disappointing, but they'll try to continue to provide the best care that they can. These nurses say that having a union means more work-life balance, more pay, and more benefits, but most importantly for them, better patient care. They say without adequate staff training and resources, not to mention fair treatment, patients can't be given the best care.
Story we will continue to follow. Andrew Banster reporting live. Andrew, thank you. A free lunch was available today at Brittingham Park for anyone who needed one. Circle of Hands Incorporated organizers were busy grilling and smoking ribs as part of their annual benefit picnic for the homeless. Anyone looking for a hot meal could chow down while also learning more about local resources for people experiencing homelessness. New in just the last hour, one of the suspects in the mass stabbing spree in Saskatchewan, Canada last night has been found dead. Police discovered the body of 31-year-old Damian Sanderson earlier tonight, and they say his injuries were not self-inflicted. A massive manhunt continues for his brother Miles, charged in a stabbing spree which left 10 people dead. Authorities say the pair stabbed 28 people in total across 13 separate crime scenes in the communities of James Smith, Cree Nation, and Weldon. Investigators are working to determine a motive, but say it appears some of the victims were chosen at random while others were purposefully targeted.
It is certainly a very significant event. If not the largest, certainly the largest we've seen in the last number of years.
Police believe Miles Sanderson is somewhere in Regina and are focusing their search efforts there. Still to come tonight on News 3 Now at 6, how a public art project is turning fire hydrants into memorials for 9/11 victims. We'll have that story after the break.
Shop local for quality made in the USA products at Wanakee Furniture, ETC. Browse a wide variety of sofas and hardwood home furnishings from brands you can trust, like Smith Brothers, Simply Amish, and Flex Steel. Every style, every budget.
Bring quality home at Wanakee Furniture, ETC.
Protecting your cargo is a must, because most times it's more than just cargo. It's the memories, friendships, and adventures that are built with it. The late nights and early mornings. The races and renovations. From hitches to ratchet straps and everything in between, we've got what you need to get your cargo there safely. Secure your passion with 11% off Tow Smart, Smart Straps, and Cargo Smart products at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
To everyone who loves great food, let us make you a meal the Wisconsin way.
We cook each butter burger to order for you and the people you love, so it's the best part of your day.
The best.
The best.
And every creamy scoop of fresh frozen custard, pure happiness.
Pure happiness.
Pure happiness. Because where Culver's comes from.
And the heart of America's Dairyland.
Our love.
Our love for fresh food is as strong as our love for all of you.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
Those brave men and women of our armed forces, generations of them. Why should today's burdens fall back onto them? They were there for us. Now let's be there for them. Your local Wisconsin energy providers and the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund are working together to deliver Wisconsin veterans in crisis heat, power, and help staying in their home. But they can't do it alone. Donate today.
Shop local for quality made in the USA products at Wanakee Furniture, ETC. Browse a wide variety of sofas and hardwood home furnishings from brands you can trust, like Smith Brothers, Simply Amish, and Flex Steel. Every style, every budget.
Bring quality home at Wanakee Furniture, ETC.
Local artists are working together and showing off their talents by painting fire hydrants on Monona Drive ahead of September 11th. It's the newest piece from the Madison Public Art Project, which teamed up with community artists to make this happen. These hydrants on Monona Drive will be unveiled publicly Sunday to honor and remember those we lost 21 years ago on 9/11. Artists can submit their designs online, and a select few were chosen to bring their designs to life.
I think it's a good effort for both on the artist side and then also for the community side, just to see what people are imagining and what they create and what they can bring to the community.
The public is invited to join in a remembrance celebration at the Monona Fire Station on Sunday at 1 p.m., which will be followed by a parade of hydrants. Well, when you hear artificial intelligence, robots or self-driving cars probably come to mind, but a new study is researching the benefits of how AI can help in another way, in the delivery room. Mandy Gaither explains.
No pregnancy is the same. That's why researchers are working to make delivery plans specific to each patient, and they're doing that by studying artificial intelligence algorithms.
If you think of it as an early warning system, that, this labor may not be going as well as we think it is.
The recent study published in the medical journal PLOS ONE analyzed patterns of changes in women in labor to help determine whether it's safer for both the woman and the baby to have a traditional delivery or if a C-section is needed. Dr. Abimbala Femwide, a Mayo Clinic OBGYN and senior author of the study, says 700 clinical and obstetric variables were studied in a database of more than 65,000 deliveries. A woman in labor is checked every 2 to 4 hours to see how she's progressing, but there are many factors that play into whether or not there will be complications, and those variables aren't the same for every woman.
Yeah, because the algorithm is going to be embedded in the electronic health record. So the data is already there. It assigns a labor risk score. So it tells us what's the likelihood of successful vaginal delivery with a healthy mom and a healthy baby right off the bat.
Helping obstetricians make critical decisions and give more individualized care. While more research is needed, Famwide says if this algorithm is validated, he expects a reduction in maternal and neonatal complications and says there may not be a need for as many C-sections.
Researchers say this artificial intelligence could help people who live in rural areas by giving them time to get to a hospital that can deal with a specific problem. Well, Julian will be back next with a full look at your forecast as everyone returns to work and school. That's coming up next.
It's Terrific Tuesdays at Hy-Vee. This Tuesday, Jimmy Dean bacon, only $2.99. And Bolthouse Farms baby cut carrots, only 88 cents. Tuesday only. And visit HyVeeDeals.com for even more deals.
Some ideas seem good, but aren't.
Maybe she could sell her house.
What could go wrong?
Like listing your house, then dealing with all the trouble, expense, not to mention closing costs. We Buy Ugly Houses can buy your house fast for all cash as is with no hassle. Call or click to sell quick.
Fjords has been crafting beautifully designed functional furniture since 1941. Every aspect of Fjords furniture has been carefully engineered to create a higher level of relaxation. Right now at the Century House, purchase any Fjords furniture and receive up to 20% off. All models, all sizes, all colors. Experience the unmatched relaxation you can only achieve in Fjords furniture. Relaxation made beautiful. Visit the Century House at 3420 University Avenue in Madison or online at centuryhouseinc.com.
Wisconsinites don't back down from hard work. We got self-starters and never-stoppers. Folks who help feed a nation. Pioneers in innovation. Teachers and third shifters like my parents. You deserve a senator who protects your jobs, not one who sends them overseas. I work to bring manufacturing back home so we can make things in Wisconsin again. When we harness what we have, we can change where we're going. I'm Mandela Barnes, and I approve this message.
Velco Factory Direct. What does that mean? It means no middleman, no overpriced, underperforming windows. It means getting what you want, when you want, without breaking the bank. It means when you buy one window, you'll get one free. Yes, free. It means quality craftsmanship, custom designs, and a lifetime warranty. It means a team of window professionals dedicated to one thing above all, your delight. Buy one window, get one free, ends Labor Day. Call now.
For quality windows, siding, and doors, call 866 for Feltco.
Some ideas seem good, but aren't.
These guys will buy our house without even seeing it.
Online buyers make offers that seem attractive at first, only to lower or cancel at the last minute. We Buy Ugly Houses won't reduce or cancel our firm cash offers before closing. Call or click to sell quick.
It's Terrific Tuesdays at Hy-Vee. This Tuesday, a 4-pound bag of That Smart Sugar, only $1.48. And Bakery Fresh Donut Holes, only $1.88. Tuesday only. And visit HyVeeDeals.com for even more deals.
Well, friends in Dane, Rock, Green, and for Columbia counties, we are still dealing with plenty of stubborn cloud cover for us as we continue throughout the rest of the evening. The good news is this will start to dissipate, but it's just been so stubborn because of that low that has just been tracking its way and stalled out into southern Wisconsin for us. But as we take a look outside, yes, they're still dealing with that overcast, even though some areas are still looking at a little bit of that break into some sunshine, but overall, we're going to be holding on to cloud cover until we get into tonight. Then we're going to looking for some smooth sailing, cool and quiet is going to be the theme for tonight. Temperatures around southern Wisconsin will be into the 50s for many of us. We're actually going to be pretty uniform into the 50-degree range. However, areas just around Camp Douglas are going to be welcoming in the upper 40s for tonight. So it's definitely going to give a taste of fall. But this is what we're seeing on our surface map here. We have the high pressure system, which is settled into the upper Midwest. And once that air finally starts to track its way into the southern regions of southern Wisconsin, we'll start to see the cloud cover finally clear out, but that's going to be later into tonight because this low, which is just into the southern tip of Illinois, it continues to funnel in just some more of that moisture, which is bringing in that stubborn cloud cover over the last couple of days. Now, as we take a look at us, we're going to be seeing that cool air is going to stick around for us at least throughout tomorrow, but then we're looking for more warmth heading into the mid part of the week. Now, take a look at tonight. It's going to see that cloud cover break up, and then going into our Tuesday, well, it's going to start to return just again. We are looking at some areas just to the east that could potentially bring in some showers that will start to clear out by the time we get into our Tuesday afternoon, leading for our Tuesday evening to bring it into those mid and upper 70s, and on top of it, back to quiet and clear conditions. Transitioning into Wednesday, folks, that's when we're going to be watching for a bit more heat on the way for us as we get into the 70 to even 80-degree range by the time we get into our Wednesday evening. So a bit more of that summer-like feels are on the way once again, but in terms of precipitable rain, it's mainly going to be into the east. Now, as we take a look over the next few days, here's one thing we are going to be watching for from our 10-day forecast is that we are going to be warming up into the mid part of the week. The 80s will stick around, so summer's not done just yet, even though Labor Day likes to be one of the unofficial ways to end summer. It's not over yet with the temperatures. Low 80s will stick around till Friday, then we're back into some cooler temperatures for the weekend, but a shot at seeing some showers or storms, Susan, is also in our forecast.
It's not officially fall until I think it's September 22nd, is that right?
That's when the wow, I can't even say it.
Yes. I know, it's a tough one.
Autumnal equinox happens, so that's more finally like it's fall.
So savor the summer, the last waning days.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, Julian, thank you so much. Check this out. A photographer in Washington State made a dazzling discovery while hiking around Mount Rainier National Park. He stumbled upon an ice cave and inside a rare rainbow illumination. The cold crystallized colors are caused by naturally occurring algae and light refraction, and the ice thickness determines the spread of the colors. That is one psychedelic spectrum on display. Beautiful. And coming up in sports, it's on to Washington State for Wisconsin, why the Badgers say their Week 1 performance was just okay. That's coming up next on News 3 Now at 6.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
What you see is important. That makes quality eye care important too. Get personalized care from experienced optometrists at Shopko Optical. Better eye care. You'll see. Shopko Optical welcomes more insurance plans than ever. Call to book an exam and verify coverage.
I'm gonna miss you.
At Prudential, we can't tell you when your kids will finally go out on their own. But we can at least make sure that when they do, you're ready. That's why millions rely on us for the rock-solid strength that helps you plan for and achieve your retirement dreams. Whichever road you take, who's your rock?
Family-owned Brothers Maine is celebrating Labor Day with special deals on Whirlpool kitchen and laundry appliances. With our low price guarantee and free delivery, you can kick back and relax. We've got it covered. Feel like family. Brothers Maine.
Looks like they finally got rid of that trip hazard. They pump it full of mud? It ain't mud, Jack.
Where are the patched holes? Where's the splashed mud?
It ain't mud, Jack.
Concrete lifting technologies can quickly raise and level any concrete surface using cutting-edge foam technology made in Wisconsin. Fast and accurate and eco-friendly.
How did those guys do it? Where are the holes? Where's the mud?
It ain't mud, Jack.
McGann Furniture and Flooring in Baraboo has a question for you. Have you ever bought furniture in a box and then had to put it together yourself? We know it's not fun. At McGann's, everything is professionally inspected and assembled before pickup or delivery. Goodbye headaches, and there's no extra charge for assembly. And remember, at McGann's, we don't raise prices only to lower them later for a sale. Stop in soon and discover the difference. McGann Furniture and Flooring, downtown Baraboo.
What you see is important. How you see is important too. Get personalized care from experienced optometrists at Shopco Optical. Better eye care. You'll see. Right now, get 40% off lenses with the purchase of any frames. Shopco Optical.
Tomorrow's a big day in Sun Prairie as the city's newest school opens for classes. We'll be there live to catch the excitement as teachers and students settle in.
Some fog might greet kids heading back to school. Chris Reese has your back-to-school forecast at 4:30.
The Badger football team had an impressive Week 1 showing against Illinois State where they dominated all 3 phases. But as Zach Hanley found out, the Badgers aren't satisfied with their performance, and they're looking forward to going up against an old teammate this Saturday.
5 touchdowns, 4 sacks, 2 records broken, and no points allowed. Still not good enough for the Badgers.
Against Illinois State, we had a lot of penalties, stuff that, we can't have because as an offense, we can beat ourselves pretty bad. And, if we dig ourselves a hole like that, we could end up being off the field for a while.
Cleaning those things up can definitely help us. And just those open space plays where we got to make tackles and not let people get outside of us and keep contained.
It might not sound like it, but the guys are happy to be 1-0. They just want to be perfect. Now, to get to 2-0, Wisconsin has to get past Washington State's offense. And old friend Nakia Watson, the former Badger running back, now Cougar starter, that rushed for 522 yards and 5 touchdowns in 2 seasons in Madison.
He's always been super talented. I mean, you go and watch his high school highlight tape, and he's just the same exact way. Big body, runs hard, runs physical. Yeah, I mean, I think back to all the memories with Kia. I mean, we had a really good time together, so it was definitely good to see him.
I love him, so that's my dog, but when we're on that field, we got to handle business, and I think he feels the same way.
He's got teammates here that know him well and certainly appreciate him. Guys, we all liked having him on this team, but, it's Wisconsin versus Washington State, and he's their back.
One this group plans to shut down as they strive for perfection. At Camp Randall Stadium, Zach Hanley, News 3 Sports.
Kickoff is set for 2:30 on Saturday at Camp Randall. And for more on Wisconsin's game against Washington State, be sure to tune in to this week's Badger Blueprint on Wednesday during News 3 Now at 10 with Zach Hanley and Jim Polzin. And Julian's here with a final check of the weather. We're not going to see the sun, huh? Overcast is going to stick around.
Yeah, at least for us here in Dane County. Unfortunately, we're going to be looking at cloudy conditions until we get into the later part of tonight. But the good news is the sun will return for the rest of the week, especially by the time we get into our Tuesday afternoons, when it's going to be best for us to see some of that sunshine, which is going to stick around throughout much of this week. And on top of it, the heat will return as well. So it's still summer here in Madison. As we get into the weekend, though, we're going to be seeing a change once again, Susan.
All right, Julian, thank you. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Hope to see you back here for News 3 at 10.